Yonaput Kivanok Hujvaj. I didn't do my daily thought today. I had an opportunity to share my beautiful, beautiful sister with you earlier, but I didn't have the chance to actually do my daily thoughts and just kind of share what's going through my mind. And boy, there's no shortage. There's no shortage of things going through my mind. You know, I got to tell you that life goes by in an instant. And I'm not telling, I'm probably, yeah, there's probably those of you out there right now with a few years on me or maybe of a similar age as myself saying, duh. But you know what today is? Today is September 17th. Today is September 17th. And 92 years ago today, Ernest Joseph Hall was born. Ernest Joseph Hall was born 92 years ago today. And 1 year ago today, 1 year ago today, on what would have been my dad's 91st birthday, I went off on an adventure to go see the Christmas markets of Europe. You remember that trip? It was a trip that would ultimately take me to Portugal. It would take me to Greece. It would take me to Zagreb twice. It would take me to Slovenia, Iceland, Poland, Hungary, Austria, Germany, all those places just a year ago. It was just a year ago. And here I am driving down the road 1 year later on the same day that I departed for Europe a year ago. And I'm headed to Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine. I've been there a couple times. And, as I drive and I put the miles under my wheels, it's about I'm looking at about an 11 hour drive, of which I'm about 3 hours into at the moment. But as I put the miles under my wheels, you just, all types of thoughts go through your mind. Just all types of thoughts. And, I get back in my camper. I get back in my trailer, my camper. And, I was just, I was waking up this morning. I was waking up this morning in the parking lot of the Marriott Hotel by Cleveland Hopkins Airport. And as I was kind of going about getting my stuff together, I found myself thinking, really? Is this the same camper that I was just pulling into a spot, out in, I don't know, I don't even remember the name of the town now, back in Idaho. Remember where I was boondocking? Or is this the same spot where I was in Jackson, the same camper that I was in Jackson just some time ago, or Tahoe, or Minden, Minden, Nevada, Gardnerville, or I could go on and on and on and on. And it's just interesting, this morning at about 5:30 in the morning, I pulled into a parking lot in a town called Willoughby, Ohio, and it was still it wasn't it was still rather dark out, and I was walking out of my camper. Wasn't necessarily in the mood for talking or not, but some guy comes walking out of the store, and he just goes, "Boy, that's a beautiful camper." He was a guy probably about my age, blue collar worker. He was wearing a shirt, had some company name on it, and then his name on it. And he was your typical blue collar worker, and he just stood there in the parking lot, just in awe of my truck and my camper. And he goes, "Boy," he goes, you on a trip?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm on a trip." And I went on to tell him about this trip, that I've been on and that I'm on currently. And I could just see it in his eyes. It was probably a trip that maybe he's thought many of times of taking, but for whatever reasons in life, he hasn't had the opportunity to take that trip. And as I put the miles under my wheels, there's not a mile that goes by that I don't realize how goddamn fortunate I am. Just without question, there's not a moment that goes by that I don't think how goddamn fortunate I am. And I don't, boy, I don't take it for granted. I don't take it for granted in the least bit. Not for a moment do I take the opportunities that life has presented itself to me for granted. And as I find myself driving, I find myself thinking about my sister. And it's challenging to go fight. I gotta tell you, it is. It's challenging. It's challenging, but rewarding. When I go visit my sister, and when I go visit her, you walk into that home. It's called the I think New Chapter for Independent Living or something like that, or New Avenue, New Avenues or something like that. But you walk in there, and my sister has the mentality of about a 4-year-old. And my sister has quite the sense of humor. She's got quite the sense of humor, and all things considered, she's got a good memory. She has a really, really good memory. And it's just a, it's just it's just it's undescribable. The feelings that you have. But when you walk into the building there, where all the other residents are, that have Down syndrome, um, my sister is in, relatively speaking, a lot of the other people in there are, well, they like I was just telling my mom that, I said the eyes are the countenance of the soul. The eyes are the countenance of the soul, and you look into somebody's eyes when you're talking to them, and oftentimes you can, if you look close enough, you can get a sense of what lies behind those eyes. And I was telling my mom, I said, boy, mom, I said, I go into see Monica sometimes, and I'm looking at some of the people, some of the fellow residents in the home where she lives. And I said, you just look into their eyes, and you try to connect with a soul. You try to see a soul, behind those eyes, and it's just not always very easy. It's not always very easy, but you just wonder who is that person. Who is that person, sitting there, and what have you. But anyway, that is it's always a challenge. It's always a challenge. But bless her heart. Bless her heart. My sister's the gem of my family. She is. She really is she. My sister is the gem of the family. And I got to tell you that coming from a as large of a family that I do, it's heartwarming that my sister has been embraced as she is, embraced and loved as she is by all of my siblings, and my parents, bless their hearts. My parents, both my mother and my father. Boy, what a the love and the love and devotion, that they gave to my sister, and continue to still give to my sister, in my mother's case, it's just it's heartwarming. It really, really is heartwarming to see that love and compassion that my mother and father have bestowed upon my sister over the years, because I know that there are those people in that home with my sister who are probably all but forgotten. You know, they're probably all but forgotten. And you know, the other interesting thing, the observation that I was sharing with my mom, was that the people that take care of my sister and the other residents at that facility are just they're angels. Beyond the patience and the love that's required to take care of my sister and the others that are in that home is just it's incredible. Personally, I couldn't do it. You know, I couldn't do it. And when I have the opportunity to meet some of the people that take care of my sister, I tell them, I say, boy, I said, you are an angel. You are an angel sent from above. I said, how in the world you have the patience and the love to take care of to take care of those that you know those people here that that depend on you for their well-being. It's just beyond belief, you know, absolutely beyond belief. But anyway, the what else was I going to share with you? You know, I'm driving down the road and I keep thinking about this upcoming trip with Rosanna, and the more and more I think about it, the more and more I resolve myself to make sure that Rosanna has a trip that she'll remember, that we have a trip that we'll remember for the rest of our lives. You know, I just find myself thinking that come hell or high water, I want to make sure that we have a trip that is that's unforgettable, a trip that's truly special. And that's going to mean that I need to overcome some of my frugality. I'm going to have to learn to, as I'm sure Rosanna would tell me, learn to live a little bit, you know. And I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to put my work away, put my work on a shelf for the better part of a week, and just and enjoy, you know, enjoy New England in the autumn, New England in the autumn, and especially with somebody as wonderful as Rosanna. You know, I met Rosanna about a month ago. I met her about a month ago, and you know, it's always something when you know, given such a situation, that she trusts me, with her you know, with her well-being, and and she you know, is has put faith in me, you know, to take care of her and to show her a good time, and that's important for me. You know, it's really important for me. And I'm kind of on a fence between, you know, what her and I are going to do, because I've always wanted to see Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. My whole ambition for this trip was to go up into Nova Scotia and what have you, and do a trip up there. And I've only got, as far as Rosanna's as far as Rosanna is with me, I've only got the better part of 9 days. I don't know yet where she's going to fly home from, and that's the $1,000,000 question. Is she going to fly home from Halifax, Burlington, Vermont, Boston, you know, Cleveland? You know, where is she going to fly home from? I don't know. That's the $1,000,000 question, and I got to figure out where we're going to go, because Rosanna loves autumn. She's all about autumn, and I know that she's all about autumn. And you know, when you're with somebody, you want to do things. When you care about somebody, you want to do things that are going to make them happy. You know, what can I do, you know, to make this the ultimate experience for Rosanna? And as I find myself thinking about that, you know, we're gonna head out of Portland. She'll arrive at 7 o'clock on a Friday evening in Portland. And Portland's a nice little town. It really is. It's a quaint little town. and so she'll arrive in Portland, and maybe I'll get a hotel night. Maybe I'll get a hotel that first night in Portland and take her out for a nice lobster dinner, somewhere on the waterfront, and and set the stage for the rest of the trip. But then it's up. The challenging thing is I definitely want to do the coast of Maine. I definitely want to go up the coast of Maine. There's a place called Bar Harbor, I think, BAR, Bar Harbor, which is probably 2 or 3 hours north it's probably 2 or 3 hours north of Portland, and I definitely want to go up. I definitely want to go up the coast. But as I'm driving along here, I'm in New York as I'm speaking. As I've been driving along, the majority of the trees, and there's no shortage of them, the majority of the trees are green, but I'm seeing sections of trees that are starting to turn. I'm seeing sections of trees that are starting to turn different colors. And like I texted Rosanna earlier, I said, it's a very good sign. It's a very, very good sign. So I'm going to kind of be at a fork in the road. I'm going to be at a fork in the road. It's kind of like, do Rosanna and I go up the coast of Maine and then into Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island and see that area, and then I fly her home from there and I go do New England? Or do I drive her up the coast of Maine and then her and I find our way back over through Vermont and New Hampshire? Do we go pick apples? She's from Brazil. I don't know if she's ever been in an apple orchard. Do we go pick some apples? Do we go, check out the maple syrup, in Vermont? Do we go find a corn maze somewhere, and get lost in a corn maze together and do things in the corn maze that maybe we shouldn't be doing, but anyway, I don't know. It's not normally that I'm as indecisive as I may be coming across, but I don't know. I obviously I should be asking Rosanna, what does she want to do, and we will see. But I'm gonna try to mix it up between. I'll try to mix it up between staying in hotels and staying in the camper, and kind of give us a nice balance, a compromise. Yeah, we'll do a compromise. So I see. I don't have my glasses on, but I see messages coming through, and let me. I don't know if I can see any of these messages. Hi, Tom. 9 days driving to Canada. Would Quebec have the turning the leaves for you too? It's maybe a shorter trip. Check the map. No, she's flying in. Lobster dinner. Eastern Township in Quebec is beautiful. If you go towards Boston, then visit Newport with its mansions, lots of art. Rosanna will love it. Have a nice one. Hi, Kathy. Okay, everybody. Tom, you don't want to be too tired. You and Rosanna, Rusty and Kathy, everybody's communicating. So anyway, but yeah, so I'll talk to Rosanna, and we'll figure it out. But she's flying into South Portland. She's flying into South Portland, and so that's all. That ticket's already set. It's where she returns from. Maybe some of you can give some feedback. She's got 9 days, so she flies in on a Friday night. We leave Portland Saturday morning. I definitely want to drive the coast of Maine. So from there, I think probably Sunday or Monday, probably Monday, we'd need to decide whether we're going to head back in the. We would have to decide if we're going to head back in, Vermont, New Hampshire, or. Hugs all around. All right. We'd have to decide if we'd head over to Vermont, New Hampshire, or up into Nova Scotia. And then regardless, she'll be going back in 9 days. And I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'm going to saunter saunter myself. I'll be in New England right throughout the autumn season. So we'll see. Could go over by Stowe, Vermont, which might be nice. So we'll see. Another quick thing before I say goodbye is somebody had made a comment. I forget who it was, but somebody on one of my videos had made a comment that I was, trying to stir things up to get views and, to get more views and get more, whatever, or using Rosanna to get more views and all that type of stuff. Let me I'll look you right in the eye, okay? I don't care about the views. I don't care how many subscribers I have. I care how many times my videos get watched. I don't care how many thumbs. Well, sometimes I care about how many thumbs down, but I don't care about that stuff. Okay, I don't stage stuff to try to get more views. I don't, nothing. What you see is what you get. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, that's it. There's no, I am who I am, so to speak. But anyway, so with that being said, I need to get. Yes, what, Kathy? With that being said, I need to get on the road and hit the day. You look around here. I'm at the truck stop, and there are all these. If I can flip that camera around, let's see. There you go. For those traveling around the world and what have you, as I do, over in Europe, oftentimes you won't see. Well, I guess sometimes you'll see big trucks like this, but those of you overseas, that watch my videos, why not have Rosanna fly to New England or something closer? She is flying to New England. She's flying to Portland, Maine. Maine is New England, or so says my mom. Maine is New England. So she's flying to New England. She's flying to Portland. And I thought that's a good place to start with. But anyway, everybody out there, have a great day, okay? And I welcome all the comments. I'll encourage Rosanna to look at some of your comments on this video, as far as possible itineraries or what have you to do. But anyway, with all that being said, have a great day, okay? And please go easy on me. All right, go easy on me. I'm doing my best to keep this not Portland, West Coast, sorry. Portland, Maine. Stay in touch and do videos. All right, so I'm doing my best with this stuff, okay? Just go easy on me. I'm really sensitive, okay? I'm really, really sensitive, and just be nice, okay? You don't want me to anyway, I'll quit while I'm ahead. All right, have a great day, everyone. Take good care.